What's going on, TTC? It's a proper conversation car phone video. Just on my way to work. Another beautiful day here in sunny San Diego. I just want to jump on here real quick since I got nothing but time on my hands. And I'm just sitting here listening to San Diego sports radio, listening to them talk about how the Chargers are going to be leaving San Diego because the Chargers don't want to stay here. They don't want to stay here. But anyways, not going to talk about that. Just going to go ahead and chime in real quick on Tampa, what's it? Tampa Night, whatever that guy's name. TampaBaySportsFanatics 98 or whatever his name is. I tried to make a video the other night about this kid after I saw his video, and I don't know if anybody misconstrued what I was getting at when I just fucking stopped the video 10 seconds in. It wasn't that I was offended. I was unable to apply the amount of, just brain power necessary to really address this kid at that point. It was like 2 in the morning. I was about to go to bed. I was watching Family Guy and I just clicked over, saw this shit, and I was like, oh my God, are you serious? This kid. Now, I could go a whole bunch of directions with this guy. I mean, I won't go there. I'm sure you guys all know what I'm talking about. I could say so many things about this kid, but I'm not even gonna go there. I'm sure they've already been said. Everything that I could say has already been said as far as, how you can attack this kid. But, what I will say is this kid, his bullshit ass apology video that he put out. First of all, this is the TTC. You don't gotta apologize for shit. Anybody who gets on your fucking comment section or makes a video or rebuttal about what you have to say, that's their business. But don't apologize in TTC, bro. Be you. Be you. I mean, because you're gonna be you anyway. Your apology doesn't change who you are. We know who you are based on the video you made initially. But your little apology video, I think, may even made it worse. I mean, because you really just contradicted yourself in your video, talking about how you're raised in a southern household, a southern family this, southern family that. I mean, I didn't necessarily take offense to the fact that you said nigga in your video. I mean, because it wasn't like you were calling someone a nigger. And I know that whole conversation is very it's hypocrisy at its best. That whole nigger conversation. Whether a white person says it or a black person says it, who can say it, who can't say it. It's all double standard, but it is what it is. It's double standard, but it is what it is. So I wasn't offended. He was saying, hey, that nigga Chilla Gorilla, that nigga this, that nigga that. Like there's hella fucking people that say nigga. But in your apology video, you went off and you said, oh, I was raised by a certain, I mean, you're not black. So you're talking about you were raised by a family that says the word nigga. Your dad and your grandpa, your grandparents or whatever. So at the very least, you're talking about people who are using the word in a derogatory fashion. So the application of the word by your ancestry and the application of the word by you in your video would not be one and the same. They wouldn't be one and the same. So that being your excuse for using the word, I think, is bullshit, bro. That's not really the reason you use the word. You use the word because you wanted to use the word. I've met white folks, Filipino folks, Mexican folks, all kinds of folks who say nigga, as the quote unquote term of endearment, because that's the best word we can choose to call it. When you're not talking about calling someone a nigger, then the only other thing you can choose to use, you call that word nigga, is a term of endearment, even though it's whatever, it's stupid. But the reality of it is, it's all lot of comments have said, you know, it's perpetuated by music and, you know, hip hop and movies and things like that. That's true. What it really boils down to is the popularity of black culture. You know, this you know, and I'm going maybe a little deeper than I probably should for the TTC, but the popularity of black culture, it has been brought to the forefront as the thing to do. It's been brought to now when you look at it, when black culture is viewed in white America, from the standpoint of white America, it still looks like thuggish and the wrong thing. But when it comes to pop culture and, you know, in the it thing right now, it's very popular. You got white boys and white girls walking around with cornrows. You got, you know, wearing baggy ass, saggy ass pants, singing rap music. You know, rap music and the blues and shit like that. That is all created by black people. So other cultures now, seeing that this culture is being you know, vaunted, you know, they take whatever bits and pieces from it that they want and apply it to their own lifestyles. It's not necessarily a bad thing. What gets controversial is when you try to use a word like nigga. Because nigger, like I said just a moment ago, Tampa Bay sports guy, whatever your name is, your initial knowledge of the word came from the hateful word. It came from the hateful word. Your father and his father before him, you learned that word from them in the hateful fashion. So you can see where there could be a little bit of eyebrow raising when you try to use the word as the term of endearment. It's kind of like a conflict of interest, which is why the double standard gets created that if you're not black, you shouldn't say it. That's where that double standard comes from. That fact right there alone. So no, I wasn't necessarily offended that he said nigga. You know, if he had gone on and done a video about me or about fucking, you know, any other fucking black TTC maker and had said, man, whatever, this stupid nigger is dumb, you know, whatever, he said something like that, then that would be offensive. But for him talking about fucking Chilla Gorilla, you need to take a bath, nigga, that's not offensive to me. I don't think it's offensive to any other black people in that context. However, the word is a derogatory word. Even when black people say it to one another, it's been made, it's been allowed. I wouldn't say socially acceptable, because it certainly isn't socially acceptable. If I'm at work talking to another black person and I start throwing around nigga, it's not going to be socially acceptable at my job. So it's not socially acceptable, but it is. It's just there's an exception. There's an exception made when a black person wants to use nigga with another black person. There's an exception made. And frankly, when other races say it, as long as they're saying it like that, there's usually an exception made. It depends, you know. The way I put it very simply, the way I say it is like this: either you say it right or you don't. You know, when certain people say it, it hits the ear wrong. When certain people say it, it hits the ear just fine. You know, and that's how you decide whether you can say it or not. When you say it and you realize that everybody in the room who heard you say it hit their ear wrong, you shouldn't be saying it, regardless of what color you are. That's really what it is. Because I know people from other races who grew up around black folks, and they not only have they adopted the black culture, they grew up in the black culture. You know, so it goes to more than just them saying nigga. It has to do with their entire personality, their mannerisms, everything about them, all their idiosyncrasies. You know, all the things that go into making them the person that they are. When they say nigga, it doesn't you know, it doesn't rock the boat. Other folks it does. So that's that. Other thing I wanted to jump in on is EDP. Carolina Panthers guy, is it CPG? You know, I think that was a pretty whack video. talking about that EDP gives sports trashers or sports YouTubers a bad name. Honestly, I think that the only thing that gives sports YouTubers a bad name are video makers like yourself who take the time out of your life to trash a guy. Now, look, this is not an Eagles hate week. If you would have dropped this video on a hate week, I would let it slide. But this is not an Eagles hate week. You know, the whole. I mean, a lot of people are talking about EDP saying nigga all the time. That's EDP. That's him. Myself, I don't say nigga a lot. You might catch me saying nigga every once in a while. I just don't. It's just not my personality. EDP, he is a little more of a ghetto ass nigga than I am. That's who he is. He curses a lot. He talks about porn. He talks about his big fat fucking tits. He talks about fucking all kind of shit. That's EDP. But for you to get on the fucking video and talk about how he gives trash, sports YouTubers a bad name because of how he does his videos, and you go so far as to say that the only reason he's popular is this and that, and I saw comments about, oh, he's popular but he's not that popular. If he wasn't so how he is, he would be more popular. Look, man, the dude has followers. The dude has more views than probably any TTC video maker. Not that this is what this is about, but the dude has got followers. That guy makes money off of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You and I, you, me, most of the rest of us, we spend money. We're spending money to make our YouTube videos. When it comes down to it, we're paying our internet bill. We're paying our electricity. You know, we're doing all these things. We're paying for us to make. We're paying to put videos on YouTube. YouTube is paying EDP to put videos on YouTube. So don't get on there hating on what he does and hating on what he's got. He doesn't give sports YouTubers a bad name. He's not TTC. He said it many times in his videos. He's not TTC. He might get into a trash talk with us because we go at him or whatever reason he chooses to do what he does. But he does what he does for him. That's his channel, and he does it the way he does it, just like all the rest of us. He's a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles. Him and Philadelphia do their shit. Philadelphia has no problem hanging out with the dude and being his friend. So why would you, and she's a female. If he was so vulgar and offensive, you would think that maybe a female might find a little bit of a trouble hanging out with him. They got a video up today of them driving around Southern California hanging out. So, stop hating on EDP. If you don't like his video, like fucking D-Town said, unsubscribe. Nobody's forcing you to watch shit. No one's forcing you to watch shit. If you don't like his channel, the way he does his videos, all you gotta do is not watch him. But don't watch him and then get mad about how he does them. That's his shit. Anyway. Yeah, stop apologizing for shit. Don't ever apologize in the TTC. Fucking bug eyes. Don't apologize in the TTC. You get on there, you say what you want to say. Your apology does not take away what you said. You can't unring a bell. All right? So you've already said it. We know that's who you are. We know that's who your family is. You've already said it. So don't apologize. Move on. Pull no punches. This is to what D-Town was saying. D-Town, look, you don't know none of these motherfuckers. Most of us don't. A couple people in the TTC actually really know each other. Myself, I know QB Willie B. I know fucking Joe Webb if he ever starts making videos again. I grew up with Joe Webb and back home in Washington State, back up in Silverdale, Bremerton, and QB Willie B. He's come to my crib a few times, to watch 49ers Seahawks. But you don't know these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers are on other ends of the country. You need to apologize to nobody. You say what now, but just stay true to yourself. Don't say some shit that you don't really mean, but say what you mean what you say, and don't apologize for shit. All right, that's all I got. I've been on here way too long in the first place. Got to go to work. Make that money. Fuck the 49ers. Go Hawks.